This show is clean, pretty much.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 797. Hello, it's Mike Matthews broadcasting from the last place on earth, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California. Today, I have a special look back at the music from the mountains of interviews I did this year. It's 2014 for the radio, where we listen to music from some of the best bands I talked to. Plus, we'll hear from Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere, the engineer.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And this is some news that will make all the Republicans listening out there fear.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Well, they live in fear anyway. That's why they watch Fox News, is they want to be scared all the time. That's what I'm thinking. It must be. Or they've broken off the knob on their television sets, which is asinine, because they don't have knobs on TV sets anymore. And I like orange rinds, and I throw them in the compost.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I like them so much. So we'll find out why Fox News is going away, but not on every TV set.
Mike's
And then
Daily
Madame Rutabaga
Podcast.
on the last show with the Brewmaster.
Yeah!
They made up. Yes, they made up and they made out, which was a little disturbing. But did I mention I like orange rinds? Look who just walked in. Hello, my God. Chely Shoehart, the gift shop supervisor. Oh, my God. Why do you like orange rinds? Because, there's something you can make with orange rinds. You can make like a candy with them. I was watching something. Oh, I can't access that part of my brain right now. Mike Matthews, you can't access any part of your brain right now. That's true. Thanks for pointing that out. You're welcome. Yeah, so Christmas is fast upon us. It's hot on our heels. That's right, Mike Matthews. I like to embrace Christmas with a smile. And you're all smiles. We've seen from the pictures. You want to see what Chely Shoehart looks like? Please go back. Go to MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. We've done many a cartoon together. Yeah, they're stupid. Well, that's one woman's opinion. Look who else just walked in. It's another interesting person. Say your name. Oh, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman! And this is John Deere, the engineer. Mike, I love Floyd and how he screams when he says his name. It's so uplifting. Is that what it is? I was struggling to find the word. Uplifting is a word. Yes, and I used it. Christmas is hot on our heels. It is, Mike Matthews. Very much so. And Floyd the Floorman looks hot in heels. That's true! Even though I fall on my face! Like this! Ah! I broke a glass with my fro! Yeah, he's got a big fro. You can see pictures of him as well at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com.
Ridiculous random post.
Okay, this is a post to some social media. I won't say its name, but it rhymes with Mace Brook. You need to mace Brook because he's annoying. Mace him. Mace Brook. And it says, I am so happy that I got engaged today. My boyfriend, Travis, dropped to one knee and offered me a ring, and I said yes. Aww. Vomit. I really am so sick of that trope. That, what is it? A hole. It might be a little thing called a cliche.
What's the cliche of the week?
Yeah, it could be.
What's the cliche of the week?
Dropping to your knee and saying,
What's the cliche of the week?
Jessica, will you marry me?
What's the cliche of the week?
Angela, will you marry me? Lindsay, will you marry me? Rita, will you marry me? Donna, will you marry me? Dina, will you marry me? Maureen, will you marry me? Lisa, will you marry me? Brianna, will you marry me?
What's the cliche of the week?
Please, can we come up with something more?
What's the cliche of the week?
Oh, original.
What's the cliche of the week?
There must be some other way.
What's the cliche of the week?
We can profess our love to each other than Miley, will you marry me? Thanks for letting me get that off the chest. I'm just watching TV, seeing it, and everybody cries and they play the little piano. No, it doesn't sound like this in the background. It's a little more Yanni. I mean, me. And, people got to come up with something. This is love, for crying out loud. This is what will save us, right? The absence of darkness is light. And love. Light is love. Love, okay, I'm getting all. But you know what I mean. Love will save the world. Love will save us. Light of the world, set us free. Love is the answer. Thank you, England, Dan, and John Ford Coley. Welcome to the 70s. And that's what we need to help us and save us. So why can't we come up with something more original in regards to something so important? I don't know. That's why a lot of people listen to Fox News or watch Fox News. Oh, I guess it's a radio network too. It's everywhere. Yes, it is the most watched U.S. cable news network, according to Bloomberg Businessweek and BusinessWeek.com. But apparently it went off the air for Dish Network Corporation. Subscribers had lost Fox News after the parties failed to reach a new fee agreement. Dish Senior Vice President of Programming said, "We regret the service disruption to our customers and remain committed to reaching an agreement that promptly returns." Fox Business also went dark as the result of the latest dispute. Now, CBS Corporation pulled its flagship network briefly from Dish on December 5th, but then they reached a long-term accord restoring service a few hours later. Fox News said, the executive vice president, Tim Carey, said, "We will continue to work around the clock to reach an agreement with Dish. This is the third time in as many months that Dish customers have suffered through a blackout due to Dish's intransigence." Several Turner Broadcasting channels, including CNN and Cartoon Network, went dark on Dish Network in October. The two sides agreed then on November 21st, the day before my birthday, to extend service for several months while they worked out long-term deals. Fox News has attracted an average nightly audience of 1.86 million viewers in prime time so far this television season. Dish Network, which, by the way, is based in Colorado, in Inglewood, is the third largest U.S. pay TV service. Fox News is part of New York-based 21st Century Fox, Inc. What do you think about all that and Fox News? Do you love Fox News? I get a little... So I have a hate relationship. Don't have a love-hate. Just a hate relationship with Fox. Because I don't like the whole fear-mongering thing. And then the guy that I worked with on a radio station coming out of a college in Santa Barbara at UCSB, the guy I worked with we were on the dorm room AM station. Nobody could hear us. Just the people in the dorm rooms, but nobody even knew the station existed, so no one listened. And he and I both worked on the station together. We didn't do a show together, but he came on right after me, and we had many a conversation together. And he seemed like a nice guy. And then he suddenly, like within a few years, had catapulted into the stratosphere of talk news and conservative radio. So I just... Oh, and then to pour more salt onto the wounds, the station I was let go from in Alabama, in Huntsville, Alabama, was the exact station that he went to after he left the college station that we were on together. He went to that small little Alabama station that I was at, and from there, he catapulted. And I did not catapult from that station. I dropped down into the murky depths of podcasting. Let's hear it for podcasting. Mike, I love podcasts. Podcasts are fun. Mark Maron, This American Life, Serial. Yeah, those are the only podcasts anybody knows about, but thank you. Yeah, so that's what happened to me. I'll never forget, as I was taking, they let me, take my stuff out of the radio station, as I was leaving, I look over and there's this huge picture of Sean Hannity on the wall, and I'm like, you. But no hard feelings. And what do you think about the whole dropping to the knee thing? Is that what you did? Did you, when you proposed or when you were proposed to, did he or she drop down to their knee? And, what was it like? And am I off my meds? I am, probably. But what do you think about all that? Email me, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. We read your comments on the section emails from email, and also email me there if you would like to win this contest.
Yuletide personalized MP3 for thee contest.
We have all the characters from The Last Place on Earth wish you a very Merry Christmas. If you email me, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com, we will also wish you Kwanzaa and Festivus happiness. Email me, MIKEs-DAILY, and Hanukkah. MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. If we pick your name, you will win that. And there is the website, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Go there, and you'll find links to where to listen to the show in iTunes. Comment on the show, and you can rate the show there. That helps our ranking, and more people find out about us so that they're not always just downloading Mark Maron and This American Life with Hourglass. And they're maybe listening to the show once in a while. That helps us out. Also, what helps us out, too, is the Facebook link. We're at facebook.com/MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST. Like the show, and when I post a new show, share it with your friends, and more people will find out about us that way, too. There's also links to where to find us on Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Spreaker, Mixcloud, Podomatic, Yelp, Tumblr, Twitter, and there is the Amazon link. Click on that and buy something at a great discount sometimes, and we get a little bit for that. It helps support the show. You can also find the blog, Daily Podcast picture, and all my past interviews there at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. And speaking of those past interviews, I interviewed a lot of interesting bands this year. A lot. And you can find them all there for 2014 up there at the top of MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. And I'm going to play for you some music. I'm playing songs that I have not played yet on this show from these bands. So enjoy some great tunes now as we listen to 2014 for the radio.
2014 for thee.
Hello, this is Frederick from Kinetics, and you are listening to Mike's Daily Podcast with Mike Matthews.
Blood vessels in your forehead are getting thicker by the minute. A gasp for air. Too many nights of sleepless dreaming. You try to keep yourself together. A fruitless fight. Somewhere along the line you think of a brightly shining light. The two of you together. Gas and burning rubber. The highway lines flashing like fireflies. The light of onward coming traffic hits your eyeballs like a blast. The windshield's gone, you're tumbling down.